Hi everybody. I have been making Christmas wreaths, balsam fir from Maine, USA since 1976. 1980 I started taking them out of state. I have probably made 250,000 wreaths in my lifetime. So here we go. Watch me make a balsam fir Christmas wreath. Used to take wreaths out of state. To Massachusetts Forest Supply way back in the 80s, and big Ryder trucks, and then I set up and sold with my kids down to Kittery Traffic Circle at the Dairy Queen for 4 or 5 years. My daughter was 8 and she ran the cash register. I made Christmas wreaths, and my boys would, one of them made garland, and the other two would help with selling trees and bagging them up and loading them on cars. And yeah, that was a fun time. And then I got on Down East Magazine and did okay there for a while. But then it went from magazines to online. So bounced around eBay, this and that for a while, and had my website. But then Etsy came along, and I really like being on Etsy, and I picked the balsam fir on my property that I've owned for 10 years now. I've owned property before that didn't have, right local here to Millbridge, Maine, and but it didn't have balsam on it. Now I've got all kinds of balsam fir and other trees like red spruce and black spruce and white pine, and I do have to get cedar elsewhere, but as I do sell a little cedar. And I do garland. I can make a wreath any size, from 4-inch twig wreath for birch. I can make wreaths out of anything, fake, live. This is live. And I can make down to 4-inch for twigs, 5-inch for evergreens, and all the way up to 84-inch I have made. Made centerpieces. I still sell some centerpieces and little garland. People like to buy like 3 pounds of balsam. That's nice. I put that in a box. So that's easy. That's for sure. I thought I had enough made up here to finish the wreath. So I guess you're gonna watch me cut up a little bit. Here we go. I use Felco number 6. It's been my favorite for a long time. Okay, here we go. I've always enjoyed this time of year. Yeah. But it's, Christmas is a very special time of year, for sure. And I put the pieces together. That one probably needs another one. When I first started, I wasn't very good, and I said, well, I wanted to learn right, so I went to a forest supply to learn right. And I have made up to 1,500 this size and other sizes. Before, from the 1st of November to Thanksgiving, and then I would take them down to Massachusetts or somewhere down that way, New Hampshire sometimes. I sold a few. Everybody always hates the beginning and end. It is hard. It definitely is hard. And some people I have taught, 200 or 300 people to make over the years, and I always tell them to pull this back, but I don't have to because I've made so many. One of my friends made the fastest wreaths. She was really good at it. It's a big piece. I need a little bit left. Well, this is fun. I've always said I wanted to make a video of me making wreaths. So, this is good. Finally happening. When I was down in Kittery, people would sit there and watch me for hours and try to figure out how I did it so fast. I like to take my time. I don't, I want to slap them together. Mine would withstand the hurricane, pretty much. Put more pieces. We got it done. So, yeah, I live on a 200-foot hill. A mile away from the ocean as the crow flies. It's really pretty here. I've lived here a long time. Originally, I was born in Long Island. Grew up in New Jersey. My parents were summer people. So, I used to come to my summers. Last piece. Some people just stick the brush in, but I always like going past. That's how I was taught by a florist in Ellsworth, Maine, near Acadia National Park. Second most visited national park in the world. And I own some cabins now, gambling cabins, Balsam Hill cabins. If you wanted to come down and stay in Millbridge, Maine. So I do a little loop-de-loop twist there, so I cut the wire and then cut these off, the ends, and pull this back. And I do the other side too, but voila, it's done. Happy holidays.